And drinks? No, it's okay. Okay? One? Thank you. No, you're fine. Thank you. Hello. That's what I say. Because when it's on auto, right, the ring very hard. Yeah, when auto, yeah, correct. So I was trying to push it as well. That's pretty turun flat like that. This one also I go the taller pole like. Ring lah. You want to couch or not? I go back to stand. Betul, ini serius cakap. Ayalah tapi. Hah? Okay lah.
Yeah. Okay. Wrong way.
Mampu tengah insyaAllah. Ini pun tengah sibuk.
I don't know. Let me check.
Nah. Oh, mulai. Ini level. Oh, mantap. Itu online. Is it loud and clear?
Test one. Test one.
1 1.
Test one. Test one.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. 一下西部。
只要把东西放进来，所以帮他放进去，然后他可能还是要等嘛。然后我跟你要飞的条件，我他那一定在我们条件上，我看他的条件，不会说表示他看到条件。你是 Benjamin White House 啊？他搬来过。我们是在那边开始认识你的，难怪那个我还记得，不知道，可能我会去改变他。要住在外。要住就是这样。把灯想看，这个拿着这样按一下，你就能把灯，它那有电吗？电脑包有啊，有 OK good，
full 啊。
因为我住过一场，我录到过年，我那个包铁了，没有真正插死。
这个不是 wireless 吗 ？power 是这个吗？
插出去，他插出去，哦，I thought it's just but 我想说，哎，你看我们玩的时候是不是？老秦我。
순간 고비가 나오더라 이게. 고비가 이제 나오는 게 아니고. 뭐라 그러나? 근데 배터리 그러네. Maka, tala ba?
What kind of no indication? No indication. No, you just say okay. Same like camera got bang. No indication.
Hello， 大家晚上好。吃饱了没有？吃饱了就好。578度的居民，还有我新加坡的同胞，晚上好。我的名字叫陈俊良 ，My name is Joseph Stan， 我是你们今天的这个群众大会的司仪 ，I'm the rally MC for tonight. Okay, so we still got another 5 minutes to go before we bring out the speakers and the guest. So before we do that, perhaps just to get a sensing of what the ground is like. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know why you are here tonight? Alamak, just now you all say you all just eaten your dinner, right? So tell me, why are you here tonight? Who are you here for? One more time, who are you here for? And what party does Murali belong to? One more time, what party? Okay, not bad. Now we do a call and response, okay? Let's see whether you know what to respond back when I shout out. We try, Try one time. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you shout back when I call Manjula? So we hear some PAP, we hear some Singapura. I tell you what, let's tidy up, First, let's pay homage to the country. When I say shout Majula, you respond Singapura. Can? Can ah? Boleh ah? The second one, when I shout Majula, you shout PAP. The third one, when I shout Majula, what should it be? Yeah, I leave it to you, okay? Hey, drum round, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Majula! 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 Well done. A round of applause. Wow, another 2 more minutes. Let me think of what to say. Later, in less than 3 minutes' time, we will bring up the guests and the speakers for tonight. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you will hear for yourself concrete plans to improve the Bukit Batok neighborhood. More importantly, the lives of the Bukit Batok residents and Singaporeans. These are concrete plans. The rally for some will be to showcase their speaking talent. But I can tell you the rally for PAP is to tell you the vision and the plans that they have, which for so many decades they have carried out. So throughout the next 2 hours or so, lend them your ears. Hear for yourself that this candidate for the PAP in this Bukit Batok by-election is a man of action, not just words. He's a man of few words, a very, very humble guy, but more importantly, he delivers what he promised. And later you will hear from the man himself. 好，现在我来用华语翻译哈。今天晚上过一下子，你就会听到我们的各位演讲者，人民行动党的演讲者，跟你说他们在5级8度的计划，比如说翻新啊等等啊，这些东西都为5级8度的人民会带来有很大的帮助。哦，所以刚才说的就是阿木哈，我们叫做木人里阿木，他话不多说，可是他是以行动来表示。等一下多一下子，你们就会知道我在讲些什么。Without further ado, and a very big round of applause, let me introduce the speakers and our guests tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please. 'Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the first speaker for tonight is a very familiar face in this part of the country. Okay? Later, when I announce her name, definitely I will be hearing very, very big cheers. Okay? And this is none other than Miss Low Yen Ling, MP for Choa Chu Kang GRC, Bukit Gombak Division. Round of applause.
各位居民们，大家晚上好。Selamat malam, Banakam, very good evening. Dear residents of Bukit Batok, friends and fellow Singaporeans, I'm here tonight because of one man's belief. He has a deep desire to see a better place, better lives, and a better Bukit Batok. For 16 years, Amu has held on to that belief, and because of that, he is here with you today. Amu! 16 years is not short. In 16 years, a young man can start work, get married, and have children. That's 3 life stages. For 1/3 of his life, Amu has served the community, Bukit Batok, helped the needy, and touched the lives of residents right here in Bukit Batok. Why? You ask why? Because when Amu has a calling, he is only satisfied when he sees residents' lives improve, and he will keep on going and going to make that happen despite it all. I have seen that determination and longing to change things for the better in Amu. Amu has an honest hope that together we can build a more beautiful and a better Bukit Batok. In the last 16 years, Amu's commitment, consistency, and compassion have not wavered. He is committed to the people of Bukit Batok. Since year 2000, he has been in this estate, giving his time to help residents, providing free legal aid and community work. When the late Dr. Ong Chik Chung passed away in 2008, Amu helped to hold things together in the PAP Bukit Batok and the constituency. He was a pillar of strength for many. In the last few weeks, as I walked with Amu in Bukit Batok, I met many residents who know him. Some of you, because when we walked in, we saw you, some of you are here tonight. You recognize Amu's gentle smile, sincere handshake. And many of you told me, Amu is like an old friend. His presence is assuring, and you know, like an old friend, you can count on him. You can trust him because he has been in Bukit Batok for all these years, working quietly to make things happen. And all this while, Amu has not changed. And it is this consistency and faithfulness that brought Amu this far. And because he knows Bukit Batok and you, the residents, he wants to give you the best and what you need. In fact, you have heard in the last few days, he has already piloted a job placement program to help residents find jobs. His experience and his deep knowledge of Bukit Batok will ensure a successful estate upgrading. You, the residents of Bukit Batok, will have a home that you can enjoy and continue to be proud of. Most of all, I know Amu has a heart for those in need. He cares deeply about people, especially our elderly, the less able, and the disadvantaged. And this is Amu's driving force. To take care of the elderly and poor, he wants to set up a healthcare co-op and an elder care center. He will bring in mentors to guide and inspire our underprivileged youth. Amu is steady and consistent in his service. His focus is to make Bukit Batok a better place and beautiful home for you. You have witnessed his sincerity in his house visit and his walkabout. He is unassuming, guided by his one passion. So what you know and what you see in Amu is what you get, that consistency over the last 16 years. So, dear residents of Bukit Batok, you have a chance to make an important choice on the 7th of May. And think about it, you look around the world, in such a time like this, it is steadiness, it is consistency, and it is faithfulness that you need, that we all need. Amu will be like a steady rock in Bukit Batok and for Bukit Batok residents. Amu is the one you can count on to give you and your children a safe and secure ground to grow and depend on, come what may. and Amu. And when we're in trouble, what do? We call our old friend. Like an old friend. Indeed, like an old friend. You know that Amu will take good care of you. So dear residents of Bukit Batu, come 7th of May, vote for Amu, vote for Murali, vote for PAP.各位五级八度的居民们，再次大家晚上好。首先，我们很高兴看到大家出席今晚的群众大会，谢谢大家对阿木的大力的支持。后天大家就要做出一个重大的决定，投票选出一位能够和大家同舟共济、同甘共苦、关注民生，还有聆听民意，在未来5年多为五级八度的居民服务的议员。说到服务，阿木人里不止在五级八度社区服务了几年了，他在五级八度和其他基层默默服务了整整16年。居民们，我们阿木在五级八度服务了多少年啊？16年了，是的，整整16年。阿木把16年的青春献给我们五级八度，献给我们五级八度的居民们。阿木。16年，阿木见证了五级八度的发展和变迁。16年，阿木以实际的行动帮助居民们解决问题，帮助居民们开创更美好的明天。在他身上，我看到了一位情理法兼具的智者；在他身上，我看到了一位敬老尊贤，还有尊师重道、扶老爱幼，还有非常注重传统价值观的仁者。在他身上，我看到了一位能够给我们五级八都还有居民们带来完整的治理和妥善管理的理者能者。所以我相信阿木他本身的正能量将能够带动我们五级八都未来的发展。但是说到发展，发展不是理所当然的，发展也不是顺理成章的。拿新加坡一个国家来说，新加坡能够成功也不是偶然的。世界上有许多国家资源比我们多，国土比我们大，但是却因为治理的不妥当，人民的生活在短短的几年内陷入了困难。五级八都未来能不能够发展得更好？希望我们五级八都的居民们能够谨慎的思考。五级八都未来是否能够发展得更好，靠的就是我们五级八都居民们、选民们手中的神圣的一票。这一票，大家一定要投给一位脚踏实地，能够好好的照顾我们五级八都选区、五级八都居民的候选人，那就是阿木。大家说，哪位候选人能够好好的照顾我们五级八都选区还有居民们？是的， 是的，阿木他多年坚持提供义务的法律服务，秉持的呢就是一个服务社区的理念。他不但脚踏实地，也同样有理想、有信念。多年来，他以非常实际的一个方式，诚恳的、默默的、义务的服务，改善了无数家庭的生活。所以，五级巴都选民们，大家手中神圣的一票，更要投给能够创造机遇，让我们五级巴都社区可以向上发展的候选人。因为除了关心问题，还有解决问题。阿木更关注的呢，是如何创造机遇，积极的鼓励我们居民们的参与，和大家一起同心协力，把五级巴都社区建设得更加美好，更加有活力。居民们，社区的建设不是一朝一夕的，社区的建设不是一朝一夕就能够轻易的完成的。五级巴都这50年来的发展，凝聚了许多我们建国一代长辈们的智慧、情感还有心血，我们大家一定要好好的珍惜这一切。大家一定要把五级巴都交给一位有智慧、有善心、有能力维持和发展这一切的候选人。大家说，谁能给五级巴都带来更好的发展？所以，我们恳请五级巴都的选民们、五级巴都的居民们，请支持阿木，开创更美好的五级巴都，请投阿木一票，请投人民行动党一票，让我们一起共创更美好的家园。谢谢。
Ladies and gentlemen, remember when this Saturday you cast your vote to support Mr. Murali Amu, he will be able to work with the Jurong family of 5 other MPs as well that you see on stage tonight. Okay? Thank you, sir. Remember, once Jurong, always Jurong. So on that note, the next speaker, let me introduce Madam Rahayu binti Mazam.
大家晚上好。Good evening, residents of Bukit Batok. 我好。During this campaign, so many people have spoken up for Murali, his old friends, party activists, people he has worked for, as well as political office holders. They all speak fondly and passionately about him. For example, DPM Tharman would always say during our walkabouts, Murali is a good man. I have known him for 16 years. I trust him. I did not have the good fortune of knowing Murali for long, and I was very impressed with the strong endorsements that he was receiving. Before long, I understood why. While I was helping out through the campaigning, I could see Murali's character and strength shining through. I see how he talks to the residents, how he interacts with the volunteers and activists, how passionate he becomes when he shares his plans for the estate. It is so easy for so many of us to put in a good word for him, for this man, because he is truly sincere and has a heart for the people. And I believe the opposition has even called him a gentleman. But Murali is not just sincere and good-hearted. He is capable. He has a clear vision for Bukit Batok. Yes, and he has plans for substantive programs for the residents, which will complement national initiatives. He knows the residents' needs well, and this is no surprise, having been here for 16 years. And for all those years, he had been working tirelessly in the background, never taking the credit, never being in the limelight. Indeed, the time has now come for Murali to take the lead, to helm Bukit Batok and bring it to greater heights. Amu, I am proud to stand alongside you. You have my support as your neighbour at Bukit Batok East and the support of the whole Jurong family behind you. Penduduk Bukit Batok yang saya hormati, kita semua mahukan yang terbaik untuk Singapura. Ramai yang punya macam-macam idea untuk memperbaiki sistem dan keadaan kehidupan di Singapura. Pada amnya, kepelbagaian idea ini baik dan saya hormati mereka yang tampil ke hadapan untuk menyuarakan pandangan mereka. Tetapi, dalam soal memilih pemimpin, kita perlu benar-benar meneliti calon-calonnya. Siapa orangnya? Apa latar belakangnya? Apakah prinsipnya? Apa prinsip partinya? Adakah calon dan parti itu dapat memenuhi keperluan penduduk Bukit Batok dan warga Singapura pada amnya? Cuba kita fikirkan apakah isu-isu penting yang timbul kebelakangan ini yang menjadi keprihatinan masyarakat kita, khususnya penduduk Bukit Batok. Pertama, soal pekerjaan dan kos kehidupan. Dalam keadaan ekonomi yang semakin meruncing ini, ramai dalam kalangan masyarakat kita yang bimbang tentang jaminan pekerjaan dan kos sara hidup. Keadaan ekonomi ini tidak dapat kita elakkan. Seluruh dunia terjejas. Jadi mahu atau tidak, perlu adanya perubahan, perlu adanya transformasi ekonomi. Memang, pemerintah perlu bantu rakyat. Tapi apa cara yang terbaik dan penyelesaian yang boleh dikekalkan ataupun sustainable solution? Sekadar memberi bantuan semasa seseorang itu kehilangan pekerjaan tidak cukup. Sememangnya sekarang pun sudah ada skim, bantuan keuangan, voucher GST, ribat USAVE dan sebagainya. Namun, untuk benar-benar menyelesaikan masalah ini, pemerintah perlu mengambil pendekatan jangka masa panjang. Pemerintah perlu ada wawasan dan menumpukan perhatian untuk memajukan ekonomi. Kalau syarikat-syarikat di Singapura dapat menjadi inovatif, produktif, mereka akan dapat kekal bersaing. Jadi jika syarikat-syarikat ini maju, akan ada lebih peluang pekerjaan untuk warga Singapura. Apabila warga Singapura bekerja dan dapat meningkatkan diri dalam kerjaya mereka, keadaan kehidupan mereka akan menjadi lebih baik. Jadi amat penting untuk kita pastikan warga Singapura terus mendapat peluang bekerja dan menyara kehidupan mereka sendiri. Maka itu, Encik Murali juga akan mengadakan program mendapatkan pekerjaan untuk membantu penduduk Bukit Batok dalam hal ini. Usaha ini seiring dengan wawasan dan usaha pemerintah PAP dalam membantu meningkatkan taraf kehidupan warga Singapura. Kedua, satu lagi kekhawatiran penduduk di Bukit Batok adalah soal sara hidup warga tua. Sebenarnya, banyak usaha yang telah dicurahkan untuk memastikan warga tua kita terjaga. Misalnya, semasa pengumuman belanjawan atau bajet 2016, ada juga pengumuman tentang skim Silver Support dan rangkaian masyarakat untuk memperbaiki perkhidmatan untuk warga tua. Tentu sekali, setiap perkara itu boleh diperbaiki dan dipertingkatkan. Di Parlimen juga kita lihat ramai APPAP terus-menerus meminta pertolongan, perlindungan dan bantuan diberikan kepada warga tua. Jadi saya hairan sedikit kenapa parti SDP memberi gambaran seolah-olah pemerintah PAP telah mengetepikan warga tua. Ini sama sekali tidak tepat. Encik Murali juga ada rancangan khusus untuk warga tua di Bukit Batok, iaitu untuk menubuhkan satu lagi pusat penjagaan warga tua dan sebuah kooperatif penjagaan kesihatan yang boleh membantu dalam mengurangkan beberapa kos perubatan. Ketiga, satu isu yang mungkin menjadi kebimbangan adalah isu diskriminasi. Kita hidup dalam masyarakat berbilang kaum. Walaupun kadang-kadang ada timbul insiden yang membimbangkan masyarakat kita, rata-rata rakyat Singapura yang berbilang kaum hormat antara satu sama lain dan hidup dengan harmoni. Pemimpin PAP amat prihatin terhadap keharmonian masyarakat majmuk. Maka itu, usaha untuk mengekalkan keharmonian kaum adalah usaha yang berterusan yang akan dilakukan oleh parti ini. Saya bangga menjadi anak Melayu Singapura. Masyarakat Melayu memainkan peranan penting dalam pembangunan negara. Pemimpin PAP akan terus memastikan kemaslahatan masyarakat minoriti terpelihara. Cara yang terbaik untuk mengekang diskriminasi adalah untuk terus memupuk hubungan baik antara kaum. Ini juga prinsip Encik Murali yang amat menitik beratkan kehidupan bermasyarakat. Bukit Batok adalah sebuah masyarakat yang amat rapat. Penduduknya datang daripada latar belakang yang berbeza, berlainan bangsa, berlainan agama. Encik Murali telah pun menyatakan bahawa beliau akan terus memupuk keharmonian ini dan akan terus mengeratkan lagi hubungan penduduk di Bukit Batok. Semalam, dalam memberi pandangan tentang penahanan 8 warga Bangladesh di bawah Akta Keselamatan Dalam Negeri ISA, Dr. Chi ada menyebut bahawa persoalannya adalah isu imigrasi dan bukan masalah keselamatan. Tidak jelas apa yang sebenarnya Dr. Chi sarankan. Adakah beliau menyatakan jangan membenarkan kemasukan pekerja asing? Atau setiap orang Islam yang masuk dalam negara ini perlu dipantau atau disaring? Mungkin Dr. Chi hanya mengambil peluang ini untuk menjadikan ini satu isu politik. Hal ini membimbangkan kerana isu terorisme, isu keselamatan adalah hal serius yang tidak patut dipandang ringan. Memang mudah untuk mengambil kesempatan menaikkan perasaan amarah penduduk sewaktu kempen. Namun, kehidupan penduduk tidak boleh diambil ringan. Ini bukan sekadar satu persembahan. Kita dapat lihat kesungguhan Encik Murali dalam hal ini. Beliau lebih memilih menggunakan masa untuk berkunjung ke rumah-rumah anda, mengetahui tentang keprihatinan anda dan bukan setakat berucap sahaja di rapat umum. Setelah tirai dilabuhkan dalam kempen ini, penduduk Bukit Batok, anda perlu membuat keputusan yang penting. Kerana pemimpin yang anda pilih akan bersama anda pada tahun-tahun yang mendatang dan perlu memberikan penyelesaian yang berkesan dan baik untuk Singapura buat jangka masa panjang. Saya yakin anda akan membuat keputusan yang bijak. Undilah PAP untuk masa depan yang lebih baik untuk semua. Undilah Encik Murali. Residents of Bukit Batok, the opposition team has spoken of us PAP MPs as a cold, unfeeling lot, not pulling our weight in Parliament. I wonder if the opposition knows of the work we do as MPs. I wonder if they know about our regular house visits, the countless meetings and events we attend to reach out to residents. I wonder if they know of the numerous hours we put in to address residents' concerns and to discuss programs with volunteers. I wonder if they appreciate that sometimes it is not easy making a popular decision because there is a need to balance different interests, manage different interests. There is a need to strike a fair balance, and there is a need to ensure a solution that is not just workable today, but also sustainable in the future. I wonder if they appreciate the effort it takes to maintain Singapore's standing in the international arena. Maybe they don't. But residents of Bukit Batok, you have seen the party at work. You have seen the MPs on the ground. You have seen Amu hard at work in the past weeks, walking on the grounds, visiting you at your homes. You know best. Yes, this is the time. This is the time for you to decide. But this is not the time for you to take a chance on your future. Ask yourself the honest and hard questions. Who can best take care of you? Who has the interest of the residents of Bukit Batu at heart? I trust you will make a wise decision. Vote for PAP. Vote for AMU.
Do you like what you hear so far? Do you like what you hear so far? Who are you going to support this Saturday? The next speaker is also from the Jurong GRC, part of the Jurong family, Mr. Ang Wei Neng.
Dear Bukit Batu residents and supporters, a very good evening to all of you. Selamat malam, Madakam, 大家晚上好. Please allow me to speak in Mandarin. 五七八度的居民、阿公阿嬷们，谢谢大家抽空出席今晚的阿木群众大会。我认识阿木已经32年了，所以我要向大家见证阿木的所作所为，用3大理由来解释为什么要在5月7号投阿木一票。首先，阿木为人诚恳，做事认真，有好口碑。这几天我发现不时有好几组人来到58度为阿木加油，他们都是阿木的商业或工作伙伴，或者是过去和现在的同事和同学们，其中有华人、马来人、印度人，多元种族，他们对阿木都有好评。32年前，阿木毕业于邻里中学，成绩非常优异，他可以选择去任何一间新加坡的任何一间初级学院，但是阿木对华中情有独钟，偏偏知道华中的学校，华中里面华校生占大多数，但是还是选择华中。事实也证明，阿木很快的就能够融入华中的大家庭。阿木的许多要好的高中同学，多数是华校生。那么几天前的时候，阿木的几个高中生的高中同学还录制了短片，见证了阿木优良品格和助人的精神。阿木的高中同学在哪里？我说的对不对？阿木的人好不好？阿木和我同窗同事10多年，我本身也可以见证阿木为人亲切诚恳，办事严谨。58度的居民，无论是华人、马来人、印度人，无论男女老少，阿木都能和你沟通，也为你服务。第二，我要讲的是，如果阿木有幸当选的时候，那58度就会继续留在玉朗金文泰市政理事会，或简称市政会。在2011年的时候，我们向58度的居民展现了5年的翻新计划，而玉朗市政会的承诺也一一的兑现了。这包括3个较大型的邻里翻新计划，10个儿童娱乐场或者是3代公园，还有许多有盖走廊和有盖的下车点，方便居民不怕热晒雨淋。居民知道我们说得到做得到。同样的，在2015年的时候，我们在宣布另一个5年翻新计划，详情在去年的时候已经刊登在我们市政会的网上。多几个月，位于58C大排178到187的主务邻里翻新计划就要开始动工了。如果58度的选民选择把58度留在玉朗金文泰市政理事会，我们将会竭尽所能，用以往的经验，有效率的把58度管理妥当， 力求进步，玉朗金文泰市政会会公平地关注5G8度的需要。以往玉朗金文泰市政理事会共有15个零点翻新计划，而单单5G8度就有5个零点翻新计划，所以一共15个。那么5G8度单单就有享受了5个零点翻新计划。其实阿木的对手的政党也有管理市政会的经验，在90年代，民主党就管理了5G干波还有益顺中的市政会，而这一次徐先生也说，假设他当选的话，他的政党要亲自管理市政理事会。但是我要指出2点：第一，民主党所管理的2个市政会都出现赤字，而且储备金也减少了。当时徐先生和他的太太也在市政理事会里做工。第二，徐先生刚委任了刘彼得律师，就是 Mr. Peter Low 为顾问，帮忙市政会的事务。而刘律师就在去年的时候公开的说，如果市政会没有妥当的管理居民的钱，居民、政府或任何人都无能为力，唯一的办法就是等下一次大选把议员换掉。这种说法好不好？不好，对吗？很令人担忧，对不对？而徐先生似乎赞同这个说法，因为徐先生刚刚委任了刘律师为他的顾问。因为市政会的事情事关重大，那我硬要用英语再说一遍。If it's a wish of the Bukit Batok residents, they want the Bukit Batok to remain in Jurong Clementi Town Council, we will try our best to manage the Bukit Batok in the most effective and the most efficient way, using our experience and build on our track record. It's our privilege to do so, and we will seek to continue to improve. We will give the fullest attention to manage Bukit Batok well. In fact, Jurong Clementi Town Council has prioritized Bukit Batok for the Neighborhood Renewal Program, or NRP. Bukit Batok alone had received 5 out of the 15 NRP projects in Jurong ever since the NRP, the scheme began. So they enjoy 5 out of 15 NRPs. But I want to point out 2 points. Firstly, Mr. Chi's party also has a track record of managing town council. Mr. Chi says that his party will run the town council if he's elected. It's yet to be seen. So there are 2 points I want to say. First, that is a point where when SDP ran the Bukit, Gombak and Yishun Town Council in the 1990s, both ran deficit, and ended up with reduced fund by the time SDP left. Mr. Chi and his wife were employees of this town council. That means Mr. Chi and his wife work for the town council, and the town council has deficit. Next, Mr. Chi has appointed Mr. Peter Low, a lawyer, as legal advisor to help him with the town council's matters. And Mr. Low has said just last year, that if residents' money was mismanaged by a town council, there's nothing the resident or government or anyone else can do. He said, the only solution is for the residents to vote out the MP at the next election. In other words, after 5 years. And Mr. Chi appears to agree with this statement, since he has announced Mr. Low as his legal advisor. This is certainly a matter of concern. 最后，我要见证阿木是一个言行一致的候选人。阿木所提的社区项目，无论是医疗合作社，或者是辅导弱势学童的计划，都是精心设计，并且已经和一些志愿团体商讨合作。阿木有幸当选的话，这些计划就可以马上施行。阿木虽然在上次大选2015的大选的时候，在818交出一个漂亮的成绩，但是行动党还是在安利集选区微败下来。阿木惜败犹荣，对吗？在大选之后，阿木还是继续留在818，实行他的社区计划，帮助弱势的家庭。但是阿木的对手的政党呢，在去年大选之后，就在5届8度消失得无影无踪，直到补选才出现。所以有人说，言行举止无法评定一个人，我很难赞同这个说法，因为阿木的言行举止就代表阿木的为人，就代表阿木的做法的作风。我再简单的重复以上的3大论点。首先，阿木为人诚恳，有好口碑，服务居民，不分种族，不分宗教，不分卑贱。第二，如果阿木有幸中选的话，他就能启动伊朗大家庭的人脉，善用伊朗金文泰市政理事会的资源，来更好的服务5街8度的居民。第三，阿木所承诺的社区计划，说得到就做得到。所以5街8度的选民，到了5月7号的时候，你们会选哪一个党？到了5月7号，你们会选谁？到了5月7号，你们会选谁？是阿木。谢谢 ，Thank you。
The next speaker coming up. Anybody want to take a guess? Who is it? Who is the next speaker? Louder! And you are correct. The next speaker is none other than the man of the moment, Mr. Murali Play.
Penduduk-penduduk Bukit Batok yang dihormati, para hadirin hadirat sekalian, selamat malam. Setelah 9 hari berkempen, saya telah bertemu ramai penduduk Bukit Batok dan saya minta maaf jika masih tidak berkesempatan untuk menemui anda. Mungkin pada masa hadapan, saya mendapat peluang untuk berkenalan bersama anda. Tujuan saya di sini adalah mudah, untuk berkhidmat kepada anda. Saya telah membentangkan plan dan pelbagai inisiatif sosial khusus untuk menepati keperluan penduduk Bukit Batok. Dari segi menjaga warga mas, membantu penduduk yang kehilangan pekerjaan dan bantuan bagi kanak-kanak dari keluarga kurang mampu. Kesemua program ini datang dari maklum balas anda. Rancangan-rancangan ini akan dapat mengukuhkan lagi pertalian komuniti Bukit Batok. Ini kerana Bukit Batok rumah kita. Bukit Batok ialah masa depan kita. Saya berikrar untuk berkhidmat sepenuh hati untuk anda. Sokonglah PAP. Undilah saya. Undilah PAP. 大家晚上好，大家好，谢谢大家到这里。我和您分享了3个计划，我们是人民行动党，我阿姆说到做到，我会全心全力让我为民服务。 谢谢大家。Bukit Batok மக்களே வணக்கம். எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? கேட்க முடியாது. எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? உங்கள் ஆதரவுக்கு நன்றி. Bukit Batok அனைவருக்கும் சிறந்த இல்லமாக ஆக்குவேன். மக்கள் செயல் கட்சிக்கு வாக்கு தருங்கள். Bukit Batok நமது இல்லம், நமது எதிர்காலம். நன்றி, வணக்கம். Residents of Bukit Batok, friends, it is so good to see you here. The stadium is almost filled. Thank you so much for your attendance. I was very pleasantly surprised to see Mr. Ng Su Pyo, honorary chairman of our community. Mr. Ng Su Pyo has put in 50 years of his life in Bukit Batok. He's in his 80s, he has mobility problems, and yet he took the trouble to come here. 谢谢你, Mr. Ng Su Pyo, 谢谢你. This is why DPM Tharman said he envied Bukit Batok community volunteers. We have a strong core of volunteers, and Mr. Ng Su Pyo is responsible for much of it. 谢谢你. Campaigning over the last 9 days has been an exhilarating experience for me. I met you in your homes. I met you at the coffee shops, at the markets, at the parks, etc. I brought back with me many memories, and I want to share with you a few moments. During a house visit, I knocked on the door, a grandmother opened the door. She then said, "Please come in." I was quite happy because I thought it's an opportunity to explain my manifesto. So I went in, I sat down. She sat down beside me and said, "Can you please help my granddaughter? She asked me a maths question. I cannot answer. Can you help me?" So I was quite worried. My reputation is at stake because the daughter is 7 years old in primary 1. Thankfully, I managed to figure it out. And I explained to the primary 1 girl. She was happy, and more importantly, her grandmother was also happy. So you never know what comes. On another occasion, I met an elderly lady. I decided to charm her using my Mandarin. So I said, "你可以叫我阿姆." Instead of being charmed, she recoiled. She said, "叫你Abu?" Abu means mother. I said, 不是, 我是阿姆. I hope she's recovered. During this campaign, I met a number of people who have been very inspirational. Bukit Batok residents born and bred in Bukit Batok. So I want to share some examples with you. A gentleman, Mr. Kueh, he is a one-arm basker. In fact, he's the only one-arm basker in Singapore. He plays the synthesizer. He is very positive about life. When I talk to him, can I help you in any way? He said, don't worry, I'm self-reliant. If I need, I'll come to you, but don't worry. And when Prime Minister Lee came to Bukit Batok last Saturday, he was at the Block 155 market and he was playing all the national songs. Mr. Kueh, I salute you. Another example, Dr. Ong Lee Han. She is a Chinese ink painter. So when I went to her house, she allowed me in and she showed me her paintings which adorn her walls. It was mesmerizing. The paintings were mesmerizing. So she actually is going to have an exhibition later this month at the Singapore Chinese Chamber of Commerce, and I wish her all the best. To both Mr. Kueh, Dr. Ong, and others like them, the Bukit Batok community is very, very proud of you. Bukit Batok residents, thank you very much for being so welcoming, for being very encouraging to myself, my colleagues during this campaign period. I would like to now talk about my plans for Bukit Batok. By now, most Bukit Batok residents know the plans I have for them should I be elected. I've unveiled plans to upgrade our estate and the home environment. With respect to jobs, I spoke about the community job placement program. With respect to seniors with health issues, I've advocated for the setup of a healthcare cooperative which can provide some consumables at a lower price, as well as to raise the medical literacy amongst them. I've also spoken about helping children from low-income families, to provide them mentors so that they can aim for the skies and achieve their full potential. These plans are over and above what we already have in Bukit Batok, what we are doing with our teams of volunteers, with our teams of partners. And there are about 16 such programs. I gave a list at a press conference when I launched my manifesto. And there are some of the 10, I would like to highlight 10 programs here. The 10 are the legal clinic, which I started about 15 years ago. Dr. Ong Chik Chung bursary, and this helps about 600 students per year. Basically, the students in the sandwich class, those who may not necessarily get the government support. Free traditional Chinese medicine services, family counseling services, free breakfast for primary and secondary school students, food and grocery voucher schemes, regular rice distribution, spring cleaning of houses of elderly residents who have difficulty in cleaning their houses, even free haircuts for our seniors and health checks and eye screening. So all these things are happening on the ground already. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to thank our volunteers and partners for their selfless dedication in going through these programs for the benefit of our Bukit Batok residents. Thank you, volunteers. Dear Bukit Batok residents, through these programs, you can see that we, the PAP, have a history together with you. We are linked with our hips. We have together walked the journey that started in 1972 when Bukit Batok was formed. The key differences in my plans is this. In addition to talking in Parliament, speaking in Parliament to push for policy, I will also have strong programs on the ground to deal with residents' needs and issues on a real-time basis. This is a sign of our commitment to Bukit Batok residents. This is the way to realize our vision, to build a community where all residents are respected, irrespective of their background, and everyone supports each other. This is the meaning of one for all and all for one. Bukit Batok residents are very concerned about their estate, and rightly so. They expect proper implementation of plans run by the town council, such as the neighborhood renewal plans, as well as proper implementation of government plans. And this is where the PAP has a decided advantage, because Jurong Clementi Town Council makes a huge difference. They have the capability, they have the wherewithal, they have the track record. They also have the economies of the scale. We will make sure that we represent residents effectively when dealing with all kinds of matters, be it big issues like pushing for the right project in the right place, or down to the smallest things. What color of the tile should we use in the toilet? All that must be taken care of, and we will push the residents' interests. So, Bukit Batok residents, we have an entire system of support for you, not just within Bukit Batok, but within the Jurong family, which we offer to you with all humility. Thank you. My aim is to help both the poor and the sandwich middle class in all our main schemes. Already, the Ong Chik Chung Bursary Fund has addressed this issue, and the healthcare cooperative is extended to the sandwich middle class as well, but not the other schemes. So therefore, with the feedback that I've received from you, I have set up the Helping Hands Funds. This Helping Hand Funds is meant to be targeted for the sandwich class, the sandwich middle class, to help you so that you'll be able to enjoy the benefit of the schemes that are enumerated earlier in my speech. So thank you very much for your feedback, and this is the direct result why we set up this fund. Thanks. On a day-to-day basis, our branch has been involved in helping our residents with their problems. And not all of them involve just a simple writing to the government agency and appealing for a decision. Many of them require creative solutions. What do I mean by this? Let me give you a few examples. Case number one. There is a wife who met us. Her husband, unfortunately, is in prison, serving a prison term. She has 3 children, a daughter in Shatek, pursuing a Shatek course, and they have 2 other boys in schools, and they do not have enough pocket money for recess time. So what do? We offered the daughter the Ong Chik Chung bursary, and we raised funds to make up for the difference. We also raised funds to help the boys so that they have money for recess time. This is what we do using our community of volunteers. This is what we do because we feel we owe it to our residents to help them. If we were to wait for this matter to be raised in Parliament and then decide, our dear family here would not get any help. Another case, we have a few wheelchair-bound residents, and these residents obviously would want to have a ramp so they can access the common corridor from their homes. Typically in Bukit Batok, the homes will have a few steps before you reach the common corridor. HDB has a program to help them, but unfortunately it's limited to cases where it's technically feasible. So these residents, unfortunately, did not enjoy the benefits of the scheme because it was assessed that it's not technically feasible. So what do? We linked up with VWOs, Touch, we linked up with the town council, and together we managed to design a ramp that would be able to fit in their specific locations. So soon, they will no longer be held in their premises. They'll be able to enjoy walking, accessing the common corridor and enjoying it like any one of us. So This is the kind of solutions that we bring, making an effort to bring tailor-made solutions for our residents, not just speaking in Parliament, but coming up with effective solutions on a real-time basis. So why am I running in these elections? I did not volunteer to join politics. I started off doing community service. When Dr. Ong invited me to take up a criminal case, that was the journey that I started, right here in Bukit Batok. But over time, I saw how targeted help could make a difference to our families. And this help is not just from the community, it's from correct, proper government policies. I recently met a lady with her child. And I remembered I saw her when she herself was a young girl. She was in a family. Her father was unfortunately wheelchair bound. Her mother was looking after her father on a full-time basis. She had a sister. So obviously, it was tough times. So we helped. The community helped her. And so she also benefited from government policies. Today, she is a graduate. She's a civil servant, she's married, she has a child, and her sister is pursuing a PhD overseas, and their family has been transformed. So there are many such examples in our community. I stepped into the political arena to make sure that we'll continue to have such policies that will make a difference for our Singaporeans and Bukit Batok residents. We should always retain the values such as meritocracy, compassion, and of course, multiracial and religious harmony. I benefited from it. We must make sure my children, your children, our children would also continue to benefit from it. Caring for each other will not go out of fashion. It will only make our community stronger. Bukit Batok residents, you do not need to worry whether or not I will push hard for your legitimate interests in Parliament. Politics is not a career for me. It is a cause. I will not be muzzled. We must do more than what the government is already doing in some areas. And I have already identified some when I launched my manifesto. With respect to jobs, I called for preserving our Singaporean core, especially in the context of retrenchment. We must make sure that all things being equal, Singaporean jobs should be preserved over the others. So this will benefit Singaporeans. I also suggested tightening of the employment pass criteria should the economic downturn still carries on. This will ensure that we retain a Singaporean core, and particularly with respect to companies which has a high number of employment pass holders. In the area of health, I've asked for increased subsidies for families, particularly in the sandwich class, with elderly family members needing long-term medical care. I've also asked for higher Elder Shield payouts. With respect to our children from low-income families, I will push for extending the Kids Start program, which is a commendable program, to help children from vulnerable, low-income families all over Singapore. So, Bukit Batok residents, we humbly ask for a mandate from you to carry on serving you. This is not about myself. This is about you, serving you. A word for us is a word for certainty. No need to experiment. With your mandate, I will personally lead my team of dedicated volunteers whom I've known very well over the past 16 years. In conclusion, I want to close with a point which has not been made enough in the last weeks. For all our progress as a society, as a community, we cannot take things for granted. Otherwise, we'll slip back and we will very, very quickly recede, especially in this highly globalized and competitive world. The late Dr. Ong Chik Chung was a military historian. He shared with me something. He recounted that before World War II, Singapore had a reputation of being an impregnable fortress, the Gibraltar of the East. Yet, Singapore fell. It fell not because the guns were facing the wrong way and the British were surprised. They had a plan to deal with it. They had a plan to deal with the invasion from the north. It fell because the British took their eye off the ball and the operation was not properly implemented. To continue to survive, we need to keep our eye on the ball. We need to always think about your needs, your concerns, making sure that our programs are effective, making sure that we have more programs to suit your needs. Just because this is a by-election, this does not make these tasks any easier. You should choose who you think is the best person, the best party to serve you. Dear residents of Bukit Batok, I seek a very strong mandate from you. The plans I have outlined are ambitious. I need everyone to join me, come and volunteer. Make every Bukit Batok resident's worries and aspirations our worries and aspirations. So I ask you, which party has the drive and determination to answer, to address the needs and concerns of our Bukit Batok residents? Which party can deliver what it promised? So residents of Bukit Batok, vote for credibility. Vote for certainty. Vote for a better home. Vote for a brighter future. Come 7th May 2016. Vote PAP. Thank you very much. Terima kasih. Nandri.
You have heard the man himself. Again, I say this, voters, this Saturday, residents of Bukit Batok, this is the man who have been volunteering for 16 years and counting. And more importantly, this is a man with an established track record of helping the people and not talking about helping the people. He helped the people and he's still helping. He doesn't just talk about helping. This is one thing you must remember. And now, we ask that you support him this Saturday so that he can become your MP and he can do even more for the residents of Bukit Batok. And one more time, a round of applause for Murali. The next speaker is a heavyweight, not from Jurong GRC, but from Tanjung Pagar GRC. Anybody guess? Who is he? Yes, none other than Minister Chan Chun Sing. Sir, please.
Good evening, residents of Bukit Batok. Bukit Batok 的居民，晚上好。Let me first say some words in Mandarin. 我先用中文发言。首先，小弟要向大家讲一声拍谁，拍谁。为什么呢？很不好意思，我知道大家现在都在忙碌碌，为生活而忙，为家庭而忙，为就业前景担心，为我们的保安担心。不过，这个星期六，我们还是要举行一场补选。我知道这场补选给大家诸多的不便，这是我党做得不够好。不过，我党知道我们哪里做得不够好，我们要做得更好，因为我们的承诺，五级八都的居民是我们的责任。做得不好的地方，我们要做得更好，那是我们的承诺。有人问我为什么要补选？我在五级八都走大街小巷走的时候，有年长者、老人家、中年人问我：“部长，你为什么这么严？”黄金发先生为我们五级八都做出了这么多，是他做错了事情。不过你们得需要这么严吗？为什么不叫他出来认错，让我们就不用补选？我听到，我非常的欣慰。我知道黄金发先生他在你们心目中的地位，我也非常感谢你们这么多年来给黄金发先生的大力支持，谢谢大家。不过，我党有我党的规律，我们是一个负责任的党。我们知道，补选的胜算不容易，每一个补选的那一条路都不好走。不过，我们深信，我们这一党人民行动党不会瞒天过海。我们做错了，我们会承认；我们做错了，我们会做得更好，来弥补我们的过失，来不辜负五级八都选民所委任给我们的期望。有人说，我们都知道，我们都是人。华人有句话说：“人非圣贤，谁能无过？”真的，人非圣贤，谁能无过？不过，就有人这么说：我们不谈往事，我们只谈现今。不过，人非圣贤，谁能无过？还有下面一句：知错能改，善莫大焉。我们都会做错，但是如果我们做错而不认错，做错而不肯改，那哪来的进步？所以，我们要做得更好，我们要为五级八都做得更好。有人问，为什么？看看这团队，站在我后面的这几个，他们都是玉朗家族的成员。有人问，现在是谁去补选啊？是阿木呢，还是这玉朗的大军团？其实答案很简单，他们都是玉朗的一家人，你们也是玉朗的大家庭，我们会共同进退。哪里做得不好的，我们会大家一起来把它做得更好。我们不会让你们失望。这次的补选，
其实每一个补选，不管是大选也好，补选也好，只有3个基本的问题。首先，谁能了解5级8都居民的心声？谁能帮5级8都居民解决他们的问题，把事做好？谁能在国会上能让我们新加坡人引以为荣？就这么简单，三道题。谁了解5级8都居民的心声？谁会把工作做好？谁会在国会里面让我们新加坡人会觉得引以为豪？有人问，有人批阿木，他说他刚从巴耶里巴回来，就有那么多的计划，计划是从哪里来的？这表示了一点，阿木不是单靠一个人，阿木是靠他的团队。阿木的团队在5级8都里面默默耕耘，所以他有一个延续性。他的计划不是随便从空中拿出来的，是有实实际际的听到居民的声音，才做出这一些的计划。刚才你听到，他滔滔不绝的讲了多少个故事？这故事不是他编出来的，这些故事是他这几个月每一天走访居民所得到的，这就是他的精神。人家说，我们做事要对事不对人，我同意。我们做事要对事不对人，不过做事要看人。我们对事不对人，不过我们做事要看人。我们不谈往事，陈年往事我们不谈，那我们谈一谈大选之后的6个月，好不好？那不是陈年往事吧？阿木在巴耶里巴输了大选，以微小的差距输了大选，他跑去哪里了？他没有跑。他每一个星期在巴耶里巴默默耕耘，为居民解决问题，在幕后一声也没有吭。他在那里，他在大选所承诺给巴耶里巴居民的，他一一去实行。这就是最好的证明阿木的人格。他不是一个职业的全职的政治家，他不是。不过，就算他不是一个全职的政治家，他做到了。反观在5级8都，在荷兰5级芝麻区，有1/3的人现在在唱一首歌，你知道是哪一首歌吗？你知道我在等你吗？你知道我在等你吗？在大选群众大会不可以唱歌，所以我只要讲快一点。你知道我在等你吗？在等谁？因为大选之后，他们所给的一切承诺已经抛到九霄云外了。所以不要谈历史，只谈最近的6个月。你就可以看到阿木的精神，你也可以看到我们的一个团队精神。阿木是裕朗区的一份子，裕朗区的团队会跟他一起进退。投阿木一票，就是投裕朗区裕朗团队的一票。反观，我们可以做个比较。 2011年大选后，2015年大选后，另外一个团队是不是像我背后的这一个团队，脚踏实地、老老实实的去做，还是大选之后兵分，那个兵士都不懂跑到哪里去了，团队也不懂跑到哪里去了。所以你问一问我们自己，计划人人有，好话人人说，但是做事是不是能人人行？责任是不是人人当？这就是阿木与玉兰团队的分别。在大选的时候，我们选谁只有一个，我们华人只有一个字：信。你信得过他吗？你信得过阿木吗？你信得过玉兰团队吗？你信得过他们，你就投他们一票。信不是说时间的问题，不是说你是不是全职专业的问题，你有心，时间不是问题；你没有心，再多的时间也是问题。是经验的问题，不是理论的问题。理论每个人都会讲，谁不会打造一个美好的计划？问题是谁能把这计划落实？甜言蜜语人人会讲，但是行动有谁去做？唯有我们行动党说得到做得到，而不是说一套做一套。另外一方面，他们说我的候选人有国际经验，能到国会去发出不同的声音，是他有国际经验。个问题是，他把国际经验用在哪里？发出的声音是对新加坡人有益吗？在国外，我们跟人家讨论自由贸易协定的时候，为我们的人民造就工作，我们应该怎么样跟人家谈呢？是不是到国外说新加坡这个地方没有人权，叫别人不要跟我们签署自由贸易协定，然后回到国家说我会为我们的穷人，为我们的低收入人民打造更美好的就业机会？你都叫人家小心不要跟我们做生意了，谈什么就业机会呢？我们不谈人格，我们谈政策。最低工资、失业保障，看别国走过的冤枉路，已经摔了一跤，拿回新加坡来，叫我们的人民走同样的冤枉路，这对吗？这是好计划吗？这是替代政策吗？替代政策要合情合理，不是只是讲替代政策。如果只是讲的话，我们在场的每一个都会讲，可是能行得通吗？能为我们国家造福我们的人民的生活吗？这一点我们应该去考虑一下。这个星期，我们刚又抓到了8个孟加拉的外来劳工，这里就像他们说高高整，这是一个我们的安全问题，这不是一个政治的问题。安全国防是要每一天每一日一步一步的去把它经营好，而不是说要把预算案删掉30-40%就可以做到，不是那么简单的。所以古吉巴都的居民，到底5月7号我们要投给谁 我想我们心里有数。在我结束中文的演讲之前，我希望和大家分享一个真实的故事。你们有很多人可能在想，为什么这个瓜今天会来这里讲话？他跟五级八都有什么关系？其实我没有住在五级八都，不过我20年住在后面这座山，五级干博。在最山顶的那一分，我曾经那里挖个坑，在那边做防御演习。我在国防部住了20年，有很多机会到五级八都来。那天到五级八都去走访一下，刚好又碰到了一个家私店的老板，他可能不认得我，不过我认得他。他说：“部长啊，我为你们人民行动党担心，这次的补选，我觉得很担心。你们就像我这样，是个60年的老招牌，信誉好，品质好，跟我们人民走过风风雨雨。不过，招牌老了，不懂年轻一代还喜欢吗？就像我这样，有时候卖的东西卖得贵一点，大家不高兴。不是我要卖贵，货币贬了，价钱提高了，有时货色不能满足顾客，有时我的老店没有冷气，人家说到玉朗西去 IMM 走一走，凉凉，吹一吹风。我们知道，我们就像那个老店老板一样，包装可能不比人好，不过我们老老实实的去经营，尽量的为居民发光发热。做得不好的地方，我们尽量的去弥补，尽量的去进步。我们会一再的尝试，把居民的生活打造得更好，满足居民的所需所求。我们的包装不比人好，人家会打温情牌，我们的阿木没有打温情牌，因为家人病了，他不敢说，不敢让你们知道，怕你们担心。这就是你们的阿木。我们就像 PAP 就像一棵大树，年轻的时候为居民挡风遮雨，经过了无数的挑战才走到这里。年长的时候把木拿来用柴烧，就算树被砍下来了，还是拿来做椅子，让人家休息。PAP 可能包装不比人好，不过实实在在，我们是真心的，真心为大家服务。我们永远会在你左右。在我来之前，本来想为大家唱一首歌，不过他们跟我讲说大选群众大会不能唱歌。有一首歌在我心中，我希望你们今晚回去在 YouTube 可以看一看，是蔡崇嘉唱的，是蔡崇嘉唱的。你们想是哪一首歌呢？他写着：脚下边保存着昨天的温暖，你抱着我，就像温暖的大树。雨下了走好路， 雨下了就要走好路。这句话我记住。风再大，吹不走祝福；雨过了，就有路。像那年看日出，你牵着我穿过了雾，叫我看希望就在黑夜的尽处。我们一起去看日出吧，大家，谢谢大家。蔡崇家的看日出 ，PAP 与你们走过60年的风风雨雨。今天有人的包装可能比我们好，不过实实在在的，我们希望能跟五级八都的居民一起的走下去，一起的去看日出。Ladies and gentlemen, let me continue my speech in English. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. This is an important by-election. It's important for the residents of Bukit Batok. It is important for the people of Singapore. For the residents of Bukit Batok, it means who will help you fulfill your potential and realize your dreams in the coming years. Especially in these difficult times when we are concerned about the security of our jobs, we are concerned about the security situation and the global competition. For Singapore, even the people who are not from Bukit Batok here, who are here tonight, please help us share with your friends and relatives from Bukit Batok how important this by-election is. External watchers will be looking at us. What an endorsement we give to Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong's government on the direction that we have taken since GE 2015. It is not about just having another opposition for opposition's sake. If it's just for a new voice in Parliament, today, even without going to Parliament, we have many voices. It is not just about the voice. It is about who can help Bukit Batok residents, who can take good care of Bukit Batok residents. Even the voice in Parliament, is it a constructive voice? Is it something that will add to Parliament, that will allow us to come up with better ideas? Just having a different voice is not good enough. I tell you about a different voice. I know Murali for quite a few years. I must tell you, this guy have guts. How do I know? He was once Paleba branch chairman. I have seen him and interacted with him more than one occasion. When he didn't agree with me, he will tell it in my face. This is the kind of people that you have. He has guts. Over the last 2 weeks, the media has been asking, where is Murali? Where is Murali? How come we don't see him walking around amongst the coffee shop, the high traffic area? Where is he? I tell you, where is Murali? He has been walking the blocks, one block at a time. And when he walked the block, he doesn't just go in for one house and come out. He walked. Every level he walked. So the media find it hard to find him. But most amazingly, did you see him boasting on his Facebook page that he has covered 100% of the blocks? He's not the kind of guy. He knows that even if he has covered the block before, he will go again and again. This is the way a good MP will do. The work of an MP is never done. We walk round and round to make sure that each and every resident is cared for and taken care. You have the ingredient in this guy. Now, I've said this in my Mandarin speech. What happened in the last 6 months? This guy did manage to win Aljunied GRC. But has he walked away? No. He has continued serving the residents there. This is the kind of people with the guts and the gumption. He means what he says. On the other hand, you can compare who has come here before, make all kinds of promises, and never to be seen again until the next election. And you can check the track record. I find it amazing that they criticize him for coming out with the plan so fast. because he understands the ground. He has a team that understands the ground. That's why he can come out with a plan fast. He didn't come back here after 6 months, take a few photographs, put on Facebook page, and tell people, see how many problems I have found. Thank you very much. The Jurong Town Council know. And they are not putting the photos on the Facebook page. They are rolling up their sleeve to fix those problems so that the residents can lead a better life. That is Jurong GRC. We talk about, don't talk about character. Talk about policies. Talk about substance. Favorite policies that the other side talk about. Healthcare. How do we use the finite resources today to take care of everyone? We didn't promise everybody that you will get free healthcare. We didn't promise everyone that you will get same subsidy. Why? We may not be very clever, but surely we figure out that that must be a very popular way, very popular thing to say, right? Promise everyone. But why didn't we do it? Because we don't care? No. Because we believe in all the policies that we do, that with the finite resources that we have, we give the most to those who need it the most, the poorest amongst us. If we give it to everyone equally, who suffer? It is the poor that will get less. In many countries, it's like that. Forget about the poor, because the votes are small. But is it right to promise that everybody will get the same? It sounds nice, but are we really helping? We talk about defense. How to build up a defense force? Is it a feast or famine strategy? This year, if I have money, I buy F-16. Next year, if I don't have money, I cancel the order. That's not the way to build a defense capability. We didn't get here because we used that strategy. We got here because we take each and every step carefully. I was a young captain when we talk about buying attack helicopters. That was more than 20 years ago. Buying attack helicopters is easy. But how long does it take to train a pilot? Can you sack the pilot and ask him, next year when I have money, you come back and join me? That's not the way we build defense capability. Suddenly, we arrested 8 Bangladeshi, and suddenly the cry is, we must strengthen the immigration control, we must check people more thoroughly. But don't forget, not so long ago, we were told to cut the security budget by 30-40%. We don't run the government like that. This is not the way we take care of Singaporeans. We do it steadily. We do it with due considerations for everything. Someone mentioned about the management of our reserves to give the impression as if that we are cheating Singaporeans. I just want to say 2 things. You know, the market is very clever. Even if we try to bluff people, like they say, you can bluff some people some of the time, but you cannot bluff people all the time. The market is not stupid. Why is Singapore one of the 11 countries in the world that has a AAA grading from all 3 credit rating agencies? The only one in Asia. Do we think that they are silly to give us that grading? People say, don't believe the government. They are empty. The dollar will collapse. The Sing dollar will collapse. They have been saying this for many years, you know. And I get angry, you know. You know why? They are trying to talk us down. But if the guy who keeps saying this really believe it, then you have made a lot of money by shorting the Sing dollar many years ago, right? But be careful. Don't anyhow say things just because it's election season. It's serious business to run a country. Progressive wage model. We don't need our people to work longer hours to get more wages. That's not the aim. Why is Zainal Sapari working so hard? Because to raise the wages of the lowest, we not only need to train the people, buy better machines, we must change the method and change the mindset. Why do you think NTUC is working so hard behind the scene? If we can pass a law and miraculously everything is solved, you think we won't do it? Why won't we do it if it's so easy? So people like to paint us as if that we are bad people, that we don't care. But residents of Bukit Batok, look around us. Touch our hearts. Yes, we are not perfect, but we touch our hearts. Look around just in Bukit Batok. Is this a government that doesn't care? Is this a government that is selfish, ideological, and refuses to take advice? Every proposals that come across our table, whether it's minimum wage or unemployment insurance, we look at it carefully, we study the experiences of other countries carefully, and ask ourselves, can this work in Singapore? If there are good ideas, we will be the first one to adopt it because we want to do better for fellow Singaporeans. We are not ideological, we are pragmatic, and that is what Mr. Lee Kuan Yew has taught us from day one. Be pragmatic. So residents of Bukit Batok, let me conclude. I told you in the Chinese speech, I'm not a resident of Bukit Batok, but I grew up in Bukit Gombak, the hill behind us. I remember this stadium. When I look out, I remember the very high point behind this stadium, the granite quarry. I dug a trench there 20 years ago as part of the defense exercise. I had the chance to point my rifle from that trench and overlook the whole Bukit Batok. We didn't have these blocks, the 600 series. We don't have the blocks near the Bukit Batok driving center. We used to joke to call it the blur blur driving center. I took my driving license there. I know this place have changed and I know this place have transformed. I ran past this stadium with my soldiers every other week. We didn't have West Mall. We didn't have all this infrastructure 20 years ago. But most importantly, we didn't have all the social services. We didn't have all the neighborhoods coming together to bond as a community. In the last 20 years, we have bonded as one. We have walked the journey together because you have given us the support for us to achieve what we have today. So I ask you humbly, residents of Bukit Batok, let us continue to walk this journey together. Let us continue to build a better Bukit Batok by choosing the person who don't just talk, but the person who will deliver it for you. Many people stand up during election and say that, I have the chance to go overseas, but I choose to stay back. Let me tell you something. He's not alone. Many of the people here, everywhere have the chance to go overseas, but we all chose to stay back. Not because we are so arrogant to think that we will do our country a big favor. It's too early to tell whether our small little contribution will make a change to this country. But we are all determined, you and me, all of us here, to put in the small bit of effort to make sure that we leave behind a slightly less imperfect society for our fellow Singaporeans. This is why we are here. This is why I call upon you to elect the correct person that you trust, the person with the correct values to get into Parliament, to be a good testimony, to show the world that we Singaporeans, we look at a candidate, we look for the character to be a good testimony to form part of the leadership of this country. Not just another voice for the sake of another voice. But on the other hand, our country has given us much. Our country has given us what we have today. It is only right that we give back that little bit together as a team to build an even better country. To build a system where the best and the most committed people are not shy to come forward and serve. If we choose the wrong people inside, it will be like other countries where people are ashamed to come and serve. And that will be the road to ruin. We have a good system going. We can improve definitely. And with your support, we can definitely improve. But let us make a clear choice. Vote for the person with the correct values. Vote for the person that will bring about all the plans that he has said for you. Vote for the person who means what he says. Thank you very much.
So 5G8度的居民，这个拜六你们投选的时候，记得你们要投的就是一个讲得到、做得到的一位人。 不是一个自己讲自己爽的一个人，好不好？对不对？这个讲得到、做得到的人是谁？是谁？是谁 ？Without further ado, we have come down to the last speaker for this rally. Any guesses? Who is the last speaker? Who is the last speaker? And here you go, Deputy Prime Minister Tharman, sir.
Salam sejahtera penduduk Bukit Batok dan hadirin yang saya hormati. Makale, வாக்காளர்களே, நண்பர்களே, அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். 各位同胞、居民们、朋友们，大家晚上好。I've known Murali for 16 years. When Madam Rahayu was speaking earlier, she said that when I walked around Bukit Batok, I had something very simple to say. This is a good man. This is a man I trust. Why do I say that? From the moment I met him, one thing was obvious. He had a real heart for helping people, not for any interest of his own. First encounter, second encounter, it comes across very obviously. He really wants to help. I learned later that he also was very good at building teams, and especially when Dr. Ong Chichung passed away, the way he rallied people around, built the team, made it even stronger. He gained my respect. And I learned more recently, in the last few years, that he doesn't just have heart, he doesn't just build teams, he's got guts. That's Murali. He's got heart, he knows how to motivate people, build teams, and he's got guts. He will serve Bukit Batok well. I tell you a story that goes to the heart of the man. After looking after Bukit Batok, when Dr. Ong Chichung passed away, it was hard work, bringing the team together, patching up some differences, motivating people. The community gained hope under Murali's leadership. So 2011, Mr. Lim Boon Heng, who had been working very closely with him, together with the other Jurong MPs in Bukit Batok, proposed that Murali be given our highest award within the PAP for activists. We call it a commendation award. It's normally given after 20 years, 30 years. PM said yes. Let's give this award to Murali. Murali said no. No award for me. That's the man. No credit for himself. He doesn't want any credit for himself. He said, give the credit to the whole team. That is Murali. A vote for Murali and a vote for the PAP in Bukit Batok is also a vote for the PAP to be part of the Jurong family. And it's not just words, There's real advantage in Bukit Batok, who's been part of Jurong for the last 15 years, to remain part of Jurong. Town Council, Mr. Ang Weneng has spoken about it. There's clear advantage. We've got a track record. We're able to give priority on a fair basis. And in fact, Bukit Batok has had more priority than the rest of Jurong when it comes to neighborhood renewal programs. Because we know it's more mature, we've given it more priority. So we will take care of Bukit Batok. We've got a track record. Never perfect, sometimes some mistakes, quickly sort them out and improve. but you can trust us to look after Bukit Batok well. But it's not just about the town council, not just about estate maintenance. It's also about the whole team that keeps the community going across Jurong. The volunteers, the activists, sharing programs not just for one constituency, but spread across constituency like Loving Hearts, raising funds for each other, which is what we always do, strengthening the community as a whole. So I give you this assurance, Jurong will look after Bukit Batok with heart, with responsibility, and with the credibility of a track record. Those are the local issues. But let me say something also about contributions on a national stage. And this is what the SDP and Dr. Chee Soon Juan in particular talks a lot about. In fact, the SDP thinks this is their strength, policy proposals. And I'd like to say something about their policy proposals. These are very important matters. We have challenges. Singapore, like every society, has challenges. How do we stay safe and secure in a world where extremism is now part of reality? Not just for today or 1 year, it'll be with us for a while. How do we stay safe and secure? Number one priority. How do we give the children with the most difficult starts, the toughest starts, the best chance to gain confidence, develop their potential, and do well? We've got more to do, and we're doing more, particularly in early education. How do we help every Singaporean throughout life to keep developing their skills, to develop the skills for future jobs, not just the jobs of the past? Skills Future, a whole set of programs to help them, especially the middle-aged Singaporean. And how do we help our seniors? Give them quality, affordable healthcare, give them the comfort of community where they live. Major challenge. Every society faces it, particularly older societies, and we have embarked on a major set of plans to go forward on each of these areas. Murali, his views on every one of them. He spoke briefly just now about some of his views on building the Singapore core and the workforce, strengthening elder shield payouts for the elderly. He's got practical, constructive views. But I want to say something about the SDP because they think this is their strength. They've written policy papers, some very thick ones. But policies are not about research papers. Policies are ultimately about politics. They're ultimately about the type of politics that surrounds and clothes your policies. What do you tell people when you tell them about the advantage of this policy against another? How do you persuade them to your point of view? How do you tell them to vote for you? And I've been studying the SDP. I don't want to go back 20 years. I've been looking at what they've been saying in this by-election, and I've looked at what they've said 6 months ago in the general election. I've looked carefully at everything they've said. Dr. Chee, Paul Tambaya, all the rest. Because I take what they say seriously. And I'm troubled. But I have to tell you where I'm coming from. People know me. I've never been against the opposition, and a healthy opposition in Singapore. They know me. After the last general elections, the day after, I commended the opposition for bringing in good new people. And I told them, I know you've lost, stay active and try and contribute. I'm not against a healthy opposition. So don't misjudge me in what I'm about to say about the SDP and Dr. Chee. I'm troubled because the way they're going about what they call policy proposals is in fact the politics of spreading fear and alarm and the politics of populism giving people promises, telling them the good things, without telling them what the costs are, what everyone will have to pay. That's bad. Spreading fear and alarm and being populist is the wrong type of politics for Singapore. It's the wrong way to advance our democracy. And I'll give you some examples about what I mean by the politics of spreading fear and alarm. CPF, Dr. Chi spoke about it at his last rally. $800 billion gone missing from our reserves, quoted an associate professor from Peking University. Absolute rubbish. I know these theories and analyses. The MOF has patiently addressed each of them. It's all on the internet, MOF website, government website. Anyone can see it if they want. Dr. Chi himself says, I don't understand much of what I've just said, he said. I don't understand much of this. Then why do you spread fear? If you don't understand, go and do some more work. There's one example. Jobs. Only 100 jobs created last year. 1 per constituency. Crazy. Have a sense of reality. If you're on the ground, you know people are losing jobs. We try and help them. We get them new jobs. Even if you just look at just E2I and WDA alone, we created 17,000 jobs last year. Just E2I and WDA, not counting people getting jobs in the marketplace. Anyone with a sense of reality knows that. If you just take EDB alone, just one government agency, EDB, the investments it has got created about 20,000 jobs last year. A sense of reality. Either you don't know, in which case do the homework, or you know and you're willfully spreading fear and alarm. Bad politics. The elderly. Dr. Chi knows how to tug at the emotions. He spoke about suicides. It troubles all of us. Every single case of suicide and the elderly suicides he speaks about is tragic. Tragic for the individual, tragic for their loved ones. Tragic. But he says, therefore, the government is heartless, uncaring, and stubborn. His words. Luckily, by the way, it was SDP saying that about PAP. Imagine if it was PAP saying that about SDP, there'll be a big hoo-ha. How dare you say they're uncaring and heartless? But please, he says, I will keep raising this issue until the government increases spending on the elderly. Where has he been? Look at what we've been doing in the last 5 to 10 years, just the last few years alone. Pioneer Generation Package, CHAS, MediSave top-ups, increased subsidies in specialist outpatient clinics, inpatient subsidies, thousands more nursing home places, community care places, home nursing places, palliative care places, huge expenditure. Spending on the elderly is the largest increase in the government budget compared to any other item, including defense. The largest increase. Where has he been? And if you add it up, since he's making a big point about it, if you add it up, the amount of money we now give each retiree household, a household with a retiree, an older person, is now over $5,000 a year. After paying their taxes, the benefits we're giving them minus the taxes is now over $5,000 a year. Sorry, after taxes is about $4,000 a year. That's twice as much as it was 10 years ago. Even for the sandwich group, or those who are better off, 5-roomers, executive apartment occupants, retirees living in 5 rooms and executive apartments. After paying their taxes, they get back benefits each year, $2,000, which is 4 times more than what it was 10 years ago. These are not estimates, they're not numbers we are trying to construct. This is real data what we actually gave households last year. For those in 5-room flats and executive apartments, they don't get Medifund, they don't get some of our subsidies for the poor, but they get significant healthcare subsidies, and they got $2,000 on average. Some got far more, even after paying their GST and other taxes. So that's what we are doing. So don't spread fear and alarm just because all of us feel badly about each suicide. If you have something constructive to say about healthcare policies, let's debate it. Let's debate it. Second, the politics of populism, promising the good things without saying how much is it going to cost and how much we're all going to have to pay. Again, in this election and the last elections, that's been their style. You talk about healthcare. They think that's their strength. They've got a healthcare policy proposal. They talk about the benefits, universal healthcare. Everyone can get free or close to free healthcare. Everyone, rich or poor, will give it to you. They don't tell everyone in the rallies how much it will cost. They say France has a very good system. Don't say that universal healthcare is bad, because France has a good system and international studies show that France has a good system. Yes, it's actually quite a good system. France has a very high quality healthcare system. It's also extraordinarily expensive. The ordinary person has to pay 20% of his or her income in taxes just for healthcare. Just for healthcare, not for all the other things. Which means, if you take it in a Singapore context, the ordinary person has income of the median Singaporean, right in the middle. The median Singaporean has $4,000 income, including employer CPF. It means each month, he or she has to pay $800 in taxes for this healthcare benefit. So it's not free. And you must tell people it's not free. If you want them to have peace of mind of going to the hospital and getting something free, you've also got to tell them you've got to pay for it. And it's not just the rich who pay for it. Everyone has to pay something, and the ordinary person in France pays 20%. And this is not counting the GST which they have, which is another 20%, and income tax, which for the ordinary person in the middle in France is 15% income tax, compared to 0% here. So that's how we have to discuss policies. Lay out the benefits, lay out the costs, be honest about that. Don't bluff people. Unemployment insurance, another thing, another proposal they've been talking about. Not a crazy idea. If one day we have high long-term unemployment, like so many other countries have, including some Asian countries, if we have high structural unemployment, as the economists call it, we may have to consider some form of insurance. But if we do at that stage, we're not there yet, and we want to avoid getting there, if we ever need to consider it, we'll have to be frank about the costs. Don't just say, as Chee Soon-Juan said in his rally, his last rally, that these are the benefits, very significant benefits. For 18 months, you get unemployment benefits. And when it came to the cost, he says, don't worry, it's just a small part of your salary, and the government will pay the rest. Well, he didn't want to talk about the costs. But I know from their proposal, because, believe it or not, I actually went through their research paper, it cost $2 billion. $2 billion for all our Singaporean workers, that's about $1,000 per year. Tell people that's what it'll cost. And then we can discuss, look, what's the best way to shape this policy? We're a long way from that because we have low unemployment and we intend to keep it that way by training people for jobs, getting them as quickly as possible from an old job to a new job, subsidizing them when they get into the new job. And we want to avoid ever getting to that stage of high long-term unemployment. But that's not the point. The point I'm making is this. If you want to talk about policies, be honest, be truthful, tell people what the benefits are, what the costs are. So that's what I mean by the politics of populism. But at the end of the day, advancing our democracy is not about speaking as fearlessly or fiercely as you can. It's about developing a consensus in society. pushing the consensus forward so that we build a more inclusive society. We must never end up like where the United States is in today and several Western European countries. They are fragmented. The population is fragmented. They are divided. Social trust, people trusting each other, is lower than it's ever been in the last 60 years. And demagogues now have great sway in a way that never was the case before. These societies weren't like that before. They had a strong consensus in the middle, but they've changed, and we must never get there. Never pursue the politics of division. Always pursue the politics of developing consensus. You don't need to agree with the PAP. You don't need to agree with the PAP. But discuss things openly, tell people the truth. These are the benefits, these are the costs. Let's argue what's best. Always go for a consensus and a better consensus. That's how we advance democracy. And that's how I hope the SDP, it's the track I hope the SDP gets onto. At the end of the day, this election is about who you trust. Murali is a quiet man. I know he's a lawyer, but he's a quiet man. In fact, that speech he gave just now is the loudest speech I've ever heard him give him. But he listens more than he talks. He does, he delivers, he works out solutions, and you will always know he's doing it because of you, not him. And that's the first thing. You can trust Murali to serve you because it's you, not because you are part of his political journey. He will serve you because it's you. Each child with a difficult start, each mother who's lost her spouse, each couple in the sandwich class who has difficulty looking after their elderly parents, is because of you. He's helping you. You're not part of his political journey. And that's the first thing you can trust Murali to do, to serve you because it's you. You can also trust him to help you when no one is looking, when the media is not around. Chun Seng spoke about that. The media was looking for him the last 9 days. He may have been trying to avoid the media, but he wants to be with residents, talk to them, listen to them, and think in his mind, what can we do better? What can our team do better? You can trust him to serve you when no one is looking. No publicity, no credit. And you can trust Murali to build a team, strengthen a team, build new leaders, and keep it going. Easy to say you can do it, but track record matters. Who has the track record of building teams? And in his case, by the way, it's not just these 16 years. It started in his school days, his NS days, where his platoon was best platoon because of his style of leadership. His police days, when he ran an outstanding division. His community service days, where in his quiet, self-effacing way, people rallied around him. They believed him, they trusted him. He knows how to build teams. Look at track record of building teams. And finally, who's going to help us at the national stage to keep advancing our agenda of building an inclusive society? Brick by brick, never thinking it is easy, and always knowing that it is also about advancing our culture, pushing the consensus forward by getting everyone to feel that they want to be part of this inclusive society and they want to contribute. A culture where every child's dream is our dream. Every single mother's challenges are our challenges. How do we build that culture? It's very different from the politics of division. It requires persuasion. It requires people feeling that you're with them. It requires credibility. And this man has it. This man has it. So I don't want to end this speech sharp at 10 o'clock. I don't want to end with any soaring rhetoric. It's not my style. It's not Murali's style. It's not our style. And in any event, I haven't borrowed the teleprompters from the SDP. So let me keep it simple. Vote for someone with credibility. Vote for the man whom you can trust because of his track record. Vote for the man who's doing it for you and not himself. And vote for Bukit Batok to be part of Jurong. We want you in Jurong. I want to thank everyone who's worked with Murali, worked with the team that's been organizing this campaign over the last 9 days. Is a tough fight. I'll tell you that. It's going to be a very tight fight. It's going to be tight. If Chee Soon Juan wins, I will congratulate him and wish him well. If he loses, I would advise him to reflect and ask, how can things improve? This is his 5th constituency. What should change? It's not just about a newspaper headline or about the system. What should change? So that would be my advice, if I may, to Dr. Chee. If he wins, I'll congratulate him. If he loses, please reflect on things. Don't keep blaming the system and try and change. So, friends, vote for a future that involves all of us. Vote for a man who's a good man whom we can trust. Vote for Murali. Vote for the PAP in Bukit Batok. Thank you very much.
Once again, a round of applause. Oh, get the speaker tonight. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending our final rally for this by-election. Thank you very much and good evening, everyone. Thank you.
PAP!
早上那个test 上几分？比我们的